Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Vomiting Micah Parsons was about to explode during Cowboys' win. It was a career day for the Cowboys' Micah Parsons. On Sunday in Dallas' blowout win over the Panthers in Charlotte, Parsons had a hand in 3 sacks on rookie quarterback Bryce Young, but also felt more than a bit queasy. That's because Parsons, as reported by the Cowboys themselves, vomited on the sidelines twice. But, the team also said, he was not sick. Per John Machota of The Athletic, Parsons took some C4 energy powder before the game, but after he did so, it did not sit right with him. I got some water to help put it down, Parsons said. By the 5th play it felt like my heart was gonna jump out of my chest. I felt like I was about to explode. I'm never doing that again. No one wants Micah Parsons' heart to jump out of his chest, of course. But, if it helps him play like he did Sunday? In all, Parsons was given credit for 2.5 sacks, tied for a career high, and 6 tackles on the day. He had 3 quarterback hits and was credited with 2 tackles for loss. While the Cowboys' offense was effective in maintaining its efficiency, it was Micah Parsons and the defense that ruled the day. In all, the Cowboys racked up 7 sacks on Young for a loss of 46 yards total and limited Carolina to 13 first downs. Carolina had 187 yards of total offense and committed 8 penalties for 90 yards. The Cowboys, meanwhile, steadily tallied 311 yards, had no turnovers, and committed 5 penalties for 45 yards. Dallas had 23 first downs on the day. Young totaled just 129 yards, passing on 16 completions on the day. The Cowboys got a game-breaking play on an interception from Darren Bland, who managed a pick 6 after stepping in front of a pass at the Cowboys' 30-yard line. Bland's score took a competitive 24-10 game and turned it into a 30-10 rout. It was, incredibly, Bland's 4th pick 6 of the season. Not bad for a second-year former 5th-round pick. But as always, the Cowboys' defense is defined by what Micah Parsons does, and his ability to be aggressive and attack the quarterback was especially gratifying to see after he had a rough week, individually, in the Cowboys' win over the Giants. Dallas moved Parsons off the line for chunks of that game and, for the first time in his career, Micah Parsons played a 60-minute football game and did not make a tackle. Later in the week, given some time to think, Parsons softened his stance. Instead of harping on the lack of opportunities in Week 10, he looked ahead to Week 11. I always say, I got next week, Parsons said. People always say, dead today, gone tomorrow. I get a great opportunity. I think that was one of 3 games where I didn't have a sack. I think the production is there. My presence is felt. You look at what it's getting to the point where these QBs are taking one read and running outside of the pocket, scared for their lives, so I don't think it's anything about production-wise. Indeed not. If there are questions about Micah Parsons' production, feel free to ask Bryce Young. Cowboys' Darren Bland ties NFL record with Bryce Young pick 6. The Dallas Cowboys have one of the best defenses in the league, as they shut down their opponents week in and week out. However, one player on the roster, Darren Bland, made NFL history with a magnificent interception on Bryce Young on Sunday. Young was trying to lead the Carolina Panthers down the field but threw a pass that was slightly behind the wide receiver. As a result, Darren Bland picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown. It was his 6th interception and 4th pick 6 on the season. 4 interceptions returned for a touchdown is the NFL record. So, that means Darren Bland is just one more pick 6 away from breaking the record, per PFF. Darren Bland, 4 pick 6s this season, tied for most in NFL history. Although the Cowboys lost Trayvon Diggs for the season due to injury, the secondary hasn't missed a beat. Bland has filled in nicely and is proving to be a turnover machine for this defense. His ability to run the ball back makes him a true threat, and teams should probably stop throwing in his direction. Thanks to Darren Bland's brilliant play, the Cowboys are likely to take home the win on Sunday. Dallas is looking like one of the top teams in the league right now. Their offense is rolling on all cylinders and the defense creates havoc for opponents. This team should be viewed as a Super Bowl contender out of the NFC East. With that said, congrats to Darren Bland. Hopefully, he can get a 5th pick 6 this season and break the NFL record. Cowboys predicted to draft physical Notre Dame RB as potential 2024 starter. The Dallas Cowboys could be looking for a new starting running back in 2024. As predicted by Pro Football Focus Trevor Sakima, he projects the Cowboys to select running back Notre Dame running back Audric Esteem with a fourth-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Sakima mentions how the Cowboys could be seeking a new back with Tony Pollard on the franchise tag. If Dallas allows him to walk in free agency, the Cowboys would only have one running back under contract for next season in rookie Deuce Vaughn. With Tony Pollard on the franchise tag and Ezekiel Elliott gone, the Cowboys could have a new lead back next offseason, writes Sakima. They likely won't go into the draft without a veteran running back on the roster, but Esteem would be a solid addition, no matter what. He continues the trend of giving the Cowboys bigger players in this mock draft. Notre Dame has Esteem listed at 5'11.5" and 227 pounds. But he's more than just a big back. He brings good vision and footwork, which have yielded an elite 91.2 rushing grade this season. Esteem is a big back at 5'11", 233 pounds. For perspective, the top 7 heaviest running backs weigh at least 235 pounds. During his junior season, Esteem has racked up 988 yards on 163 carries, 6.1 yards per carry, to go along with 13 touchdowns. While he's not a shifty, versatile back like Dallas' current one, Pollard, he is the definition of a physical runner who can pound the football in between the trenches as Ezekiel Elliott once did in Dallas. Via Kyle Krabs of Athlon Sports, Esteem is a dense, physical runner who knows where his strength lies, writes Krabs in his scouting report of Esteem. While he isn't particularly creative/elusive/agile, he's nimble enough, and he pairs that with good contact balance to spin, bounce, or parley off of soft contact challenges. You don't necessarily get a lot of fluff with his running style, but you do get efficient carries that maximize yardage. Outside of the fact that Esteem is sparsely used in the passing game, just 17 receptions for 142 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns in 10 games, his other potential flaws include ball security. He had 3 fumbles in the first 4 weeks of the season, and perhaps lacking the ability to get to the second level. He's not a rapid foot-fire athlete, and as a result, redirection efforts or sudden pivots lack twitch and explosiveness, writes Krabs. Can he still jump to an adjacent gap at the next level? I'm a bit skeptical that he won't become a slashing-style runner who is best carrying momentum through the line of scrimmage. It's worth noting that Pollard isn't exactly lighting up the stat sheet in his first season as a starting running back. He's averaging just 3.9 yards per carry, a drastic decline from the 5.2 yards per carry he averaged last season as a complementary back to Elliott. That could mean Dallas ends up bringing Pollard back on a reduced deal rather than a long-term contract that costs money. However, even if the Cowboys bring Pollard back, they could find it more suitable to pair a bigger back such as Esteem, the way they previously did with Elliott, with Pollard in an effort to maximize the efficiency of the running game. And you fan, what do you think of the Audric Esteem situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.